Muhammadin wa Ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa Ali Muhammad. Salamun alaikum ya Ali Madad. Tonight is our weekly Tuesday night program. So first, I will begin with a small lecture of the companion of Imam Ali. Tonight, we will talk about a very famous companion of Imam Ali. The name of this famous companion is Ammar Yasir. Hazrat Ammar Yasir was the son of Hazrat Yasir. Yasir was the Prophet's companion, Sumayya's husband, and Ammar's father. He was also one of the first people who joined Islam and was the first martyr in Islam who were killed by pagan torture and by the order of Abu Jahl. The Yasir family is among the first Muslim. They are among the first Muslims. It has been said that this family visited our Prophet in the 5th year of Asst, which is his first revelation of prophecy. They were about the 7 and so people who had converted to Islam. Syed Murtaza says, it is highly probable that it was Ammar who invited his parents to Islam. According to some other sources, to some other hadith, there were 7 people who first expressed their belief in Islam, this 6th one being Ammar, followed by his mother and his father. When the Yasir family converted to Islam, it was very hard for the Bani Makhzum tribe to tolerate this, since they were Bani Makhzum's slaves. In the meanwhile, Abu Jahl was very hostile towards Islam. He forced the Yasir family to abandon Islam by a variety of tortures, but they never worked. However, despite all the physical, all the psychological sufferings and the senility, Yasir and Sumayya never retreated from their belief when it came to Islam. The pagans had tortured them in different instruments, such as hitting them with hot iron, whips, drowning in polluted water, steel armor, with their chains penetrating into their bodies, and burning them under the hot sun. Though Yasir was old, he resisted all these tortures, all the pressures, and he was finally martyred in the results of these tortures, and he also became the first martyr of Islam. But now, let's also talk about Bibi Sumayya. She was the mother of Hazrat Ammar and, as I said, the wife of Hazrat Yasir. She was the mother of Ammar Yasir, who was a very famous companion of our Rasulullah and among the first people who had converted to Islam. She is also the first Shahida, the first female martyr of Islam. Finally, Yasir, as I said, was martyred under tortures. His wife Sumayya, who was an elderly woman at that time, continued to resist. After the martyrdom of Yasir, Abu Jahl would always insult her. Ravaged by anger, Abu Jahl ordered to fasten each of her legs to a camel, and then they separated the camels from each other. They attached the legs of Bibi Sumayya on 2 camels and made the camels go in 2 different directions. Abu Jahl lost his patience and then hit her in the stomach by a dagger or spear and ripped apart her stomach. Thus, this virtuous lady was martyred after all these tortures. But now, let's return to our topic and talk about Hazrat Ammar. Ammar Yasir, as I said, was an early companion of Prophet Muhammad and the famous companion of Imam Ali. He was among the first people to become a Muslim. Ammar, along with Salman Farsi, Miqdad, and Abuzer, is considered to be one of the first Shia. He was among the few Muslims who refused to pay allegiance to Abu Bakr. In one incident, after criticizing the 3rd Khalifa, the 3rd Caliph, Usman, for unlawful spending from the public treasury, the Caliph kicked him so badly that he fell unconscious. The Caliph had then planned to banish him, but then withdrew due to Imam Ali's mediation. The Prophet had already told Ammar that he would be martyred by a group of rebels. our Prophet had already told Ammar that you will be murdered by a group of rebels. It is said that he was over 90 when he fought in the Battle of Siffin, and he was murdered by the army of Muawiyah. Ammar, his brother Abdullah, and his father Yasir, and including his mother Sumayya, were all severely tortured by the Quraysh for accepting and for embracing Islam. Sumayya and Yasir had murdered under those tortures and are considered to be the first martyrs of Islam. One day, Ammar went to the Prophet and he says, "They did not stop torturing me until I said what they wanted." They wanted Ammar to say the name of their gods and to insult his Prophet. And that is what he meant. He says, "They did not stop torturing me until I took the names of their gods and talked badly about the Prophet." But then the Prophet says, "What do you have in your heart?" And then Ammar says, "I am confident upon my faith and I am calm, and once again, I am still practicing Islam. Even though they may torture me, they tortured me, but I still have belief in Islam." And this proves Ammar's very strong faith about our Prophet and Allah, because even after so much torture with whips drowning him in polluted water, hot iron, Ammar still had belief in Islam, our Prophet and Allah. We know that in the period of the third Caliph, Usman, serious quarrels happened between him and Ammar. In one such case, Ammar protested the exile of Abuzer to Rabadgha. It led to serious quarrel between Ammar and Usman. Ammar was battered at the order of Usman. Usman intended to exile Ammar from Medina, but he changed his mind after protests by Imam Ali. According to some other reports, Ammar was battered when he and other people of Kufa objected to the corruption and wine drinking by Walid, who was appointed by Usman as the ruler of Kufa. And as we all know, Walid was the same person who led the prayer in Masjid Kufa while he was drinking liquor. According to another account, Ammar was also battered when he objected to the way Usman distributed the treasury, Bayt al-Mal, among people, and he criticized his remarks that he had full authority over how to distribute the treasury. Please recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. During the Khilafat of Imam Ali, Ammar, as I said, attended the Battle of Jamal and Siffin. In the Battle of Jamal, he was the commander of the left army of Imam Ali. And on the third day of the Battle of Siffin, he was once again the commander of Imam Ali's army. Ammar's martyrdom in the Battle of Siffin by the army of Muawiyah. Ammar was murdered in the Battle of Siffin by the order and by the army of Muawiyah. He was considered as a factor to reapproach people and prove the rightness of Imam Ali in the battle. It was because of a very well-known hadith from a prophet, according to which Ammar's killers are rebels, or Baghi, that is, people who do not obey the legitimate Imam. Our prophet had said, "Ammar, you will be murdered by a group of rebels, by a group of Baghi." And those people were the army of Muawiyah, and this is written in a hadith. And a rebel or a Baghi are people who do not obey the legitimate Imam, which means the correct appointed Imam. Ammar is buried where he was murdered during the Battle of Siffin, as I said, is in the province of Raqqa, which is a province in Sham. Sham is Syria. So, this concludes my important lecture concerning Hazrat Ammar. This lecture was very important for our young youth and our young Azadar to bring more ma'rifat about the companions of Imam Ali. Now please recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.